Hey, welcome back. I'm Tarish. I'm really thankful that you're here today, and I wanted to share about why we practice yoga. So many of us are very aware of the physical benefits, right? Flexibility, injury prevention, longevity, and really just feeling better overall physically. So I'm not going to touch on that today so much, but what I want to talk about how yoga can impact our mental health and how it can really help us to, first off, even get to know who the hell we are. I don't know about you, but I was programmed to believe certain things about myself and to believe certain things about life and to believe certain things about the world based on how I was raised. And we all grow up in different environments with different caretakers. Maybe you grew up on a farm, maybe you grew up in a city, maybe you grew up in suburbia, maybe you had a dad, maybe you didn't, maybe you had a grandpa that raised you, maybe you had an auntie that raised you. We all come from different backgrounds and belief systems, and the cool thing about being human that a lot of us sometimes don't take full advantage of is that we have free will. A human being is very different from any other species on the planet because all other planetary species are going to be like a dog is going to be a dog, a dolphin will be a dolphin, and an ant will be an ant. A bee will be a bee. But as a human, we can literally do and be anything that we desire and choose to be because we have the frontal lobe of our brain and we also have free will. But if we don't take conscious advantage, how do you say? Yeah, I think advantage. If we don't take advantage of that, we are going to continue to repeat and believe and do the things that we were taught by our families, our society, our peers when we were young. We're going to continue to repeat those same patterns and beliefs that maybe we've believed our whole lives. For me, self-worth has always been a big issue because I grew up being competitive and racing and always thinking that if I didn't get first place or if I didn't do X, Y, Z, or, the school system can program you to believe that if you make an F, you're a failure. And I think that's bullshit, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. You may be an eagle or a hawk or a beautiful bear, but if you're going to fish school and being told by fish teachers that you're not good, when you were 5 years old or 10 years old or 16 years old, if you were told that you were a failure in class because you didn't do well in history or math, then we can really grow up to adults believing that we are not good, that we are not worthy of something, that we are not smart, that we are not capable. And this is how yoga, the practice of yoga, which is really contemplating your life, contemplating yourself, contemplating everything about you. When we start to look at, where did this belief come from? Where did my belief that I need to live this way, where did that come from? And yoga is so much more than the poses, and it's a weed whacker. Nope, it's the sprinklers. Okay, I'm gonna hopefully not get wet on this video, but I had to move because the sprinklers came on. Such a pretty spot. So, where does yoga come into all of this? If you were believing one thing when you were younger, how does yoga help us? Every human being in some way, shape, or form has been a victim of some sort of trauma. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical trauma. It can be emotional or mental trauma. And a lot of times we learn to, I would say, chameleon ourselves, like become a chameleon or change ourselves in order to fit into whatever dynamic we've been given as a child. It could be in school. You've learned to stop being who you truly are, so Timmy will play with you on the playground, or he will let you hang out and play trucks with him, or you've learned to really quiet your true nature because the people around you just said you were stupid, or they said that you're a liar, or you're a weirdo. It could be that if you grew up in a home where there was violence and you learn to disassociate from your body, If you experience violence, physical violence or physical abuse, you can really learn to not even associate with your body. If it hurt too much to feel and to be present in your physical body, we can learn to disassociate, which means living outside of the body, not really being present in the body. And we are not the body, but the soul's only way to be and experience this human lifetime is through the physical body. So as much as we want to be, just the soul floating around, we actually are existing in this body, and this body is how we experience this human experience. So if we are completely disassociated from the body and we're not living in the body, we're not really in the present moment. We are somewhere else. We're repeating traumatic beliefs, thought patterns, and things like that. So yoga, in the beginning, the physical practice is very great to just get us in our body, to get us in this, what we call a meat suit. Because if we're not in the meat suit, we're not truly living in the present moment. We're over there. We're 5 years ago, or we're anxiously awaiting the future. We're not really being here now and present. So present moment awareness happens in the body. Body awareness, present moment awareness. A lot of us can be working out and moving and go and do and throwing things around and doing things in fitness world, but the breath in the yoga practice is what brings us into the body. And I'll make another whole video on the body benefits. But because the yoga practice brings us into the body, this is how we can learn to get really clear on, oh, my mind is doing this. My mind is thinking about 8 different things when I'm supposed to be putting my right foot here and I'm supposed to be breathing into my nose. My mind, my mind is all over the place. So we first work with the physical, and then we can see the mind. So the yoga practice, first and foremost, is a physical practice to get you to be in the body, to be in the present moment. And then you can see the thoughts and beliefs that we are bringing to the table each and every day. We really can't observe ourselves clearly if we're not living in the body in the present moment. We're always constantly living elsewhere. So I hope this helps you understand a little bit about how the yoga practice, yes, it is a physical one, but how by using the yoga practice, we can start to see our mind. We can start to understand our beliefs and our thought patterns because we are getting into the body. And then from that point in time, we can start to say, oh, I'm really not appreciating my body right now. My thoughts about my body are continuously, you're not good enough, or it's painful, or this or that and the other. Observing the mind, noticing our comparisons or our criticisms of ourselves, where we think that it's the world that's criticizing us or our loved ones that are criticizing us. But when we start to practice yoga and get into the body, we may realize that it's ourselves. We are creating everything that's showing up in our lives. And this is the true gift of the practice, is realizing that we are the creators of everything that's happening. And everything is really interconnected. But 1, physical body, present moment awareness. 2, then we can start to see what the monkey mind is doing. You are not alone. A lot of people come to me and they think, I want to do yoga, but my mind is all over the place. There is not one human that is exempt from that. So you might think that you're alone in the fact that you struggle with your mind being all over the place, but to be completely honest, everybody is struggling with that sort of thing. We are all the same. We just look different. We all come in different packages, but we all feel the same way, and we all have that same mind. We all can be all over the place. Just like you would go to the fitness center, the gym, to train your biceps, to train your quadriceps, to train your whole body to be strong, we do the yoga practice to train the mind, to observe the mind, because we can't change what we are not aware of. If you step on the scale and you're like, oh, I gained 15 pounds in 6 months, you're aware of it. Oh, I'm carrying a little extra weight, or your pants are tight, so you're aware of it. But that's the physical body. But we are so much more than just the physical body. So the mind is truly the most powerful tool that we have, along with the heart. There's a beat. And we are so innately focused on the physical body that we forget that we have two other components, right here, the heart and the mind. And that's what you're going to learn in these video series, is about the power of the mind and how the yoga practice is so imperative for us to become aware of the mind. We must become aware of it, just like you become aware of your weight has exceeded the comfortable weight that you are because you stepped on the scale. Well, doing the yoga practice is like stepping on the scale for your mind, so you can become aware of the thoughts and the beliefs and the patterned way of thinking that you're bringing to the table each and every day. It's like, what are you putting on the mental plate every day? Just like, what are you putting on the physical plate every day? And just like in the physical body, we want to eliminate things. We want to make sure we're going to the bathroom every day, that we're getting rid of waste and we're becoming pooping champions and things. We also want to become aware of that with the mind as well. There are a lot of elimination factors in living a good life that we have to start to continue to become aware of and then learn to let go of, just like our physical body. Letting go of the weight in the physical body, letting go of the weight in the mental body, and then later on in another video we'll touch on letting go of the weight in the emotional body. I hope this video has inspired you to know that you are so much more than just the physical body, but the physical body is a key, very key ingredient into living this whole life of being a body, heart, and a mind, and how the yoga practice will tie all of these things together. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.